discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. It is the Monday Mayhem Warriors. Oh, and I can hear myself. This is weird. We are here in the, Sorgatron Media with so much space over here. We'll show you some more of it tomorrow, but we are here in the studio, ready to go, and we're on this different thing. We got first with us from Beacon, New York. It is Mad Mike.
I forgot everyone can see me the whole time, but yeah, hi.
Hi. Yeah. And also with us is our friend in the mainstream media, Matt Carlins of Just Pro Wrestling News.
Hello, Sorg. I hope you can hear me. I can certainly hear you. A slight echo, but nothing that I can't handle now.
Yeah, I'm hearing a bit of echo too. I don't know if that's a system or what. So we'll roll with it. I'm going to test that in a moment here. So first of all, guys, how was Monday Night Raw? Did anybody watch it?
Yeah, of course I watched it, Sorg.
First of all,
it was actually a pretty good show. I thought anyway. It was pretty good, Sorg.
Mm-hmm.
The main event was fucking killer.
So what was it?
The main event was dope as fuck. So it was the match we were supposed to have at day one. Fatal 4-way, Lashley, Big E, Owens, and Rollins. And the winner faces Brock at the Rumble.
Sorry, I'm working through the audio.
I was like, are you still
We're fine on the stream, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but I wanted to... But yeah, like, really good match. They fought all over in the concession stands and everything, which, you know, maybe not the best idea in this kind of climate, but they did
it. Put on a mask when they went out to the concession stand?
Nope. No, they did not. And they're in South Carolina, which I'm going to say probably not a high vaccination rate.
No.
But, you know, they did that. So we'll hopefully everyone makes it to the next show. But it was a fucking great match. Definitely worth your time. Easily.
Was it like they had a little bit of pent up aggression for things getting... Did that match go shorter on Sunday night or Saturday night?
No, I don't think so.
Because I heard about... I saw some headline about something being cut short.
I don't think anything was cut short last night. I don't think so.
Saturday night. It's the other thing that's messing me up. It was Saturday night.
I think if anything, the matches might have gone a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, because it was a nice solid 3 hours. So I figured that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, but it was a good match. And Lashley finally gets his one-on-one match with Brock Lesnar.
Oh boy! So Biggie doesn't even get a rematch.
No, not yet.
Is this happening at Rumble?
At Rumble.
No, Matt, you're making your mouth mo.
Never getting a rematch.
He's never getting a rematch.
Never getting a rematch. Sorg. Also, just for the record, South Carolina COVID-19 vaccination rate 53.1% fully vaccinated, and 62.8% at least one dose.
Now, how many of those people are wrestling?
According to a quick one of the three of us are wrestling fans, and all three of us are fully vaccinated. So maybe they're...
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Now,
I think your rate's better than you think.
Counterpoint to Mad Mike's statement about the Raw. This show was bad. This show was a chore to get through. The main event was quite good. It was nice to see Brock Logan Paul didn't seem to cover a lot of ground. In fact, they should have gone a little bit backwards. They kind of turned back the clock. So we were back to a typical alignment for Lesnar and Heyman. Of course, Brock is a lovable good guy now. Yeah, but the rest of the show stunk. Okay. Aside from so that, yeah, it did. It really stunk. There was not much good happening on this show aside from that. We got the Royal Rumble entrance. So do you want to hear what those are?
I know about Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, I got 4 more names.
Okay.
Ray and Dominic Mysterio.
Ooh.
And both members, Montez Ford and Angela Dawkins.
And Austin Theory.
Who all have a viable
too,
chance
right.
at the WWE Championship main event at WrestleMania, I'm sure.
I like Austin
definitely.
Theory's chances. And what else we got here? We're going to get 3-way next week on Raw between Bianca, Liv, and Doudrop, and the winner gets Becky at the Rumble for the title. That's essentially everything you need to know.
No, it's not,
Right.
Matt. Jesus.
Uneventful.
Yeah.
Labor-intensive, boring.
We had a U.S. title match. We had a U.S. title match that was pretty good. With Damian Priest retaining against Dolph Ziggler. We had a mixed tag for the 24/7 title, and Dana Brooke is still your 24/7 champion. I think she might be closing in on the longest reigning 24/7 champion. I'm not sure. I have to check the numbers on that. But and we have booked for the Rumble, Sorg, the It couple versus the Grit couple.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, it's happening for the Rumble.
I felt like it was gonna. I didn't feel like they'd stretch it out the Mania unless they're going to do something else with it.
Yeah, no, it just seems like we're doing it at the Rumble, and that's exciting to me. That sounds like a lot of fun. And Doudrop had a nice little fiery backstage promo.
Okay.
So that I don't know if she's gonna be facing Becky. I don't know, but I'd be here for it based on her recent matches with Bianca. I'm sure they'd tear it up. And we had a women's tag team title match, and Nikki ASH took yet another loss and looked markedly upset. And we also got a little teaser for next week. So do you know what's happening next week?
No.
The return of Alexa Bliss to Raw.
Well, what about Veer?
There was no Veer promo.
No Veer promo.
At least not that I saw.
They didn't promise Alexa Bliss for next week.
No, they're promising her road back to Raw.
On her road back to Raw. And as we've seen from Veer, that could be interminable. So, don't, just warning everyone not to get your hopes up. Reggie.
The road takes her
the
past WrestleMania.
It could happen. Reggie holds the record for the longest 24/7 title reign at, I believe, 112 days. Dana Brooke is only at about 40-some days, so she's got some work to do. But they don't seem very interested in getting that belt off for right now, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we're complete out of sync for this. It's been 2 weeks since we've done this show. So, on top of this echo situation I have happening in my own head, but
yeah, I hear it too.
You get that too. It's fine on the stream. It seems it's something.
Vimeo. Vimeo's not great.
Vimeo's streaming it back. I don't know what's going on there. I think there's a setting in here, and I'm looking for it. So, but anyways, it's solid. Otherwise, it didn't do this 2 weeks ago. So, other than that, what do we have going on? Anything else worthwhile on Raw at all? Chat room?
I think we pretty much hit most of the stuff.
Okay. Then
really good promo.
Matt, Who did?
I thought Big E had a nice promo tonight,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I want to at least say something nice about this show. So I'll say something nice about Big E.
Yeah,
Which isn't too
definitely
hard since
more
he's-
of a recovery promo than Kofi had when he lost to Brock. By
Mhm.
the way, I am starting my petition now for Xavier Woods to win the Rumble and dethrone Brock Lesnar to avenge the New Day. I'm starting this now.
Hmm.
It doesn't even have to be this year, because Lord knows this is not Brock's last title reign.
Right.
But I think Xavier Woods needs to be the one to dethrone Brock at some point.
What is Brock up to in title reigns?
Oh,
How many has he had?
Yeah.
he's had a fair few.
All right, I'll look it up. Hold on.
I got.
We're gonna
Just
have a
curious.
race.
Just curious. We'll have
Look
a
up
race. I have 8 in my head. It feels like more.
WWE Championship 6 times and Universal title 3 times.
Close 9. That seems right.
It's accurate.
Okay. So Matt, do you want to talk about the wrestling you discovered today? That we
Would
both
I?
discovered?
Well,
So you sent me these clips, and I saw these, and
think
usually I see these wild clips from Japan. I share them. I love them. I don't click through. But when you sent me the one in Discord, I accidentally clicked on the link instead of the GIF and realized that there's this whole like 900 yen wrestling universe that has DDT and Yoshi stuff and everything that this came from. And I think we both watched the same show today.
I watched the first few matches of this show. I saw a match in the opener. It was a team of dudes dressed like IRS. All 5
It was.
guys, shirts
Yeah.
and ties, versus another team. One of the members of the other team was an inflatable doll. DDT
Yes.
Pro, everybody.
Did you get
But-
to later in the
you know,
show
if-
when the inflatable doll returns and
I saw
appears in the
the
balcony?
scaffold jump. Yeah.
Yes. Well, before appearing in the balcony, they played the Undertaker music. And I'm not talking, not just an Undertaker music, like the Attitude Era with the guitar riff version.
best one.
The lights went out for a minute. He looked around, and then that dive from the balcony happened. And also,
Excellent
I
form.
love that. I don't know if you guys had this, but in my school, we had a puppet show that was probably about drugs or something. But it was one of those where you see the puppeteers and they're just dressed in black, and you're supposed to just ignore that they're there, but you completely see the puppeteers the entire time, right?
Oh my god,
Mhm.
yes. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They did this with the blow up doll. And it was
They have
fantastic.
A guy in a full like black span, head covered and everything, walking around with the doll like he's not there.
Yep.
Sometimes this is just what you need, and this is what I needed today. I needed to see some of this nonsense. And now,
I need
Sorg,
something just
we are
absolutely
subscribed-
insane.
We are subscribed to Wrestle Universe. I think there's a Tokyo Joshi Pro show happening right now. So we'll have something to watch while we wait for Wrestle Kingdom to start.
At
And
2
it's like-
a.m.
2.5 hours here on the East Coast.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm ready
But this
for
is
this.
like-
I'm ready for all this.
I've never gone fully into a DDT Pro show. Full disclosure. Yeah, you hear things, you check out clips. I probably watched a match or two in I've like sat through the process of a full show. And I mean, obviously, you know, it's like that. It was first step you take in Japanese wrestling. You're old enough to have dove into it before they bother to do anything with English commentary, and you're just kind of like, you're hearing gibberish, you're trying to make out what's happening. You're not getting any help.
No idea.
You know, there's a language you can't read and a language you can't understand being spoken, and you're just trying to piece it all together and just kind of enjoy. The beauty of wrestling is that it's a universal. Wrestling is a universal
Oh, absolutely.
language. Everything else surrounding it is difficult. But Sorg, this is a promo bonanza here at the beginning of the show. I felt like 30 guys, girls coming into the ring and like cutting promos. I don't know what was happening. But it's just probably part of the general DDT Pro aesthetic. Feel free to smarten me up if you're in the. You want to tell me what's going on?
Absolutely,
but-
and me too. I mean, I'm the second match. I think they were. I think the premise of the match was. I think it was a 3-on-3, and I think at one point they were faux filming a porn amongst the participants, and the one guy just didn't want to be involved.
There was some stuff happening.
Yeah, it's not for the kids.
The better. It was. Yes. I mean, my kids would have laughed. I mean, they would have thought it's funny. But yeah, it was risque. That was for sure. But I think I haven't gotten to the match between Drew Parker and the mascot bear.
Ooh, it's fun.
Sort, but I've seen the
fun.
gifs, and it looks amazing. I mean, we're talking like an early match of the year contender. Like this just looks really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you want to say about it?
I
mean, I'm definitely gonna.
I have a high bar set before I watch Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 tonight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But and Mike, I gave you the login. Oh whoa, focus. There's the camera. Okay. You got the login. I invite you to dive in on some of this and let us know what you think. That's your homework.
Oh fuck! That's like 5-hour
Mike,
homework.
you go watch this match.
Oh, dude, no. Watch the first half of this DDT show. Yeah. Watch it until the mascot and the second blow up doll.
No, I've seen the gifs though.
Yeah, but
well,
to see the whole thing, to see the full story, Matt. What we talk about, what we talk about, Mike, seeing the full story from beginning to end. You need to see, and the opponent speaks English, so that actually helps a little bit.
It does a little bit. And our friend Antonio Garza is well versed in Japanese. Already asked him for some sweet. I ask him for some really I want to scrape the bottom of the Wrestle Universe barrel and find something really trashy for all three of us to watch and enjoy together, and just kind of just embrace this zany, pocket of Japanese wrestling. It's so much fun.
I love it.
Hey, speaking of the devil, Antonio Garza sword, he did us a good solid earlier today.
I saw this.
Hooking us up with some spectacular graphic for the new year of Mayhem Mania. And
yeah, buddy.
Just checking the camera to make sure I wasn't missing her. So yeah, the Mayhem Mania begins during Tuesday's Wrestling Mayhem show. But maybe we should do this out of the way right now. Should we do this out of the way right now?
Yeah, go for it,
friends. I feel like I'm telling the kids that mommy and daddy be around him. Anyway, listen, kids. It's a new year, new me, and I'm getting pulled in a lot of different directions. So without sugarcoating it too much, other Tuesdays for the foreseeable future. So it's very unfortunate that as much as I would love to stretch my emotional, physical limits to their near breaking point, I think it best that I step aside and allow Mayhem Mania to proceed this year without my involvement. Now, I know this is a little bit scary since I've already cooked up zany new rules for this year, but I think we'll get through this because I found a suitable replacement who has promised that he will be available for most Tuesdays between now and WrestleMania, and he will indeed be on the Wrestling Mayhem show tomorrow night to help shepherd our first group of players through this wilderness. So
You are
without
setting the
further
fire
ado,
and walking away,
God, the
That is-
inmates are going to be running the asylum.
no
basically.
no light detected. No light detected on that. So tomorrow, your host for this year's Mayhem Mania will be Chad. And he
no.
will
Oh,
be,
no.
Suitable.
I will
This
be
fucking guy.
I will be on contact with Chad this year. In relatively I'll talk to him once in a while. I will be involved. I will do my duties, keep the WrestlingMayhemShow.com website up to date, and try to get those graphics cooked up when necessary. And so I'll be kind of like in the background, kind of helping out. But as far as physically being live show itself on Tuesday nights,
Pulling the strings, if you will.
That's going to be a little bit too much. So, but you know what? We've
Matt.
been doing this for like 8 years, so I think we can. I think you guys can handle this on your own. Really, I mean, Sorg can probably do this on his own. As I've done
I'm ready.
for years, Sorg. This is a very easy job. This is nothing fancy. I'm not doing anything special.
I don't know about
the rules are very
easy.
simple. I merely call out names and shake my head in disappointment.
Yeah.
Matt, I have a question.
Sorry to do this, everybody. I really I didn't really expect any of this to happen at the time when we were first hyping the Mayhem Mania, but like I said, this is a good thing to me, obviously, and you guys will be fine. So,
what you're stepping back for is a pretty good opportunity that's come up, thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, no need to beat around the bush really too much. I'm doing some work with the dirt sheets. I'm working for a wrestling news website right now, and all sorts of various responsibilities. And some of you may have noticed that a lot of it occupies my time on Tuesday nights. I've been becoming very familiar with NXT 2.0. If you follow me on my Twitter, you know what's going on, and you know the website that I've been working with, writing articles, doing other associated duties for them. It's been a good time so far, and but it's a little bit more than I can handle to be here live with you every Tuesday. You guys won't miss me. You'll be fine. God, the chat has done this once or twice before. It's not like getting some person off the street to operate a forklift, Sorg. Come on.
Right. I thought we have a rigorous onboarding system for this, but
Matt, I have a question. Does this mean
Point of order?
the chat is also yes, it's a point of order. More of a query actually. Does this mean Chad the chat is also? Does this mean Chad is also hosting the hottest show on the internet?
I don't know what we're gonna do about that. I don't know what's gonna happen with the hot damn show at Talking Mayhem Mania. No, I don't know. It all feels like
because
it's
I have an idea. I have an
idea,
and
okay.
I think it would be funny if we do Talking Mayhem Mania on a day that's convenient for you, so that you can just I almost don't want you to look at what happened until that show is on.
Snapchat.
I feel like because that will turn it from the hottest show to the hottest takes.
Yeah, I'm happy to all sorts of things on everyone's rotten match ideas, and
I feel like that could be really fun if you're not abreast of what happened until you host the post show.
I mean, it's one thing to ask Sorg to, get out of his way, handle this Mayhem Mania thing that I cooked up on my own and burdened his show with for weeks on end every year. Because, let's be honest, Sorg, it's a very profitable venture. Talking Mayhem Mania does no money. it is not. It is a less than profitable venture for us. But whatever you guys, if I can find time in my busy day, we'll see what we can do. I'm taking my seat back. Chad the Shad is your new dad. So
Chad the Shad is our new dad.
Chad the
Are we
Shad
calling him?
is your
Are we
new
calling
dad.
him Chad the Dad?
Chad the
the
Dad. I
Dad.
love
I'm
it.
not no, they dared the first one to say I'm not calling you dad. Is going to win a special prize, a unique opportunity.
Good news. I got rid of the echo in my head. Did I fix your echo too?
I don't hear it anymore.
Oh, I had an extra tab open with this project.
Jesus. So
Yes.
You gotta mind those.
I'm like,
cheap
oh,
tabs,
what's this
fellas.
over here?
Ah,
There you go. And then I disappeared and
What's
couldn't
this
hear Matt
button
for a
do?
minute. Yeah, well, hey, like I say, we're on a new platform. We're trying it out. We test here on Mondays, so we don't break things later. So that's why we put the mayhem in the title. But anyways, and let us know if there's anything changed if you guys are out here in the live chat room too. So, and of course, podcast is gonna be great, except for whatever's going on with Matt's connection. So, but you've been pretty solid. What's up, Matt? Mike,
I have a book report.
you have a book report?
I have a book report.
Tell me more.
So I just finished this lovely book yesterday.
Ooh, the Moxley book.
Yes. Now I'm gonna say I read this after everything that's happened with Moxley and him going into rehab and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He talks a lot about drinking. A lot.
Like in a positive, like drinking stories, or
positive, negative, any which way you want to.
okay. Well, it's part of his story, right?
And he's very honest.
Mhm.
Honest to a fault. Talks about like his first time doing cocaine, all
Mhm.
sorts of odd things of that nature. It's a disjointed book. So it's like
seems right. Seems on brand.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like a flowing narrative.
Mhm.
It's peppered with jokes from Cesaro, which is lovely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's peppered with jokes from Cesaro, and if you know Cesaro, they're all puns.
Oh,
and
jeez.
It's punderful.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of really good stories about AEW, a lot of really
Mhm.
good stories about WWE. There's really fascinating stuff about the night where all three members of the Shield held the title, and he was the last one to win because he was cashing in.
Mhm.
He tells a whole story about one of the ring crew members who is under the ring for every single show.
This is where we learn there's a person under the ring every show through the entire show.
And Moxley goes into detail.
He told us on sorry.
On a podcast or something, right?
He goes into full detail about like what this guy does for every show and how he was like huddling up to him like it was a camping overnight as they were watching the monitor, waiting for him to get ready, like to attack Seth and everything. Like just little things like that was wonderful. And hearing him tell the story about the exploding ring match that wasn't.
Oh, jeez.
That's in there. But yeah, he also has a very loving tribute to Brody, which made me tear up a little bit. But yeah, it's a really good read if you can get your hands on it.
Mhm.
It's a lot of like jumping back and forth. Talks a lot about Renee. Gives some husbandly advice. Most of which seems pretty on point. Granted, I'm new to this whole marriage thing, but seems very accurate. But yeah, it was just really. It's a good book. It's a good book. It's not that it's fairly thin. It's not going to be your size or your Foley books or your Jericho books, but if you want a good read, definitely pick it up. Absolutely. I don't think it's available in audiobook. I've looked for it several times, but
It wouldn't be wild if it was him reading.
yeah.
I mean, because
I wouldn't accept it as an audio
No.
book unless it was Moxley reading it. To
Oh,
me.
DP, no, not kid-friendly read. Not in the slightest.
No.
Not in the slightest.
Wouldn't expect
Although,
either.
I will say, if I ever am to have a conversation with Jon Moxley, the one thing I want to talk to him about is Ninja Turtles. He references them a lot.
Okay.
And by a lot, I'm saying like at least 5 or 6 times.
So
And
he's
honestly-
he's a turtle kid like us.
Yes. And
Wow.
it's honestly kind of wonderful.
It's amazing. I think that is just such a wide thing, right? With Ninja Turtles, like when Jonathan Groff was in here, the Mindhunter, the new Mr. Smith and Matrix. Like I had this Ninja Turtle, and I think it's one of the the Thrifty guys gave me, and it was the newer Nickelodeon the CG ones,
Rise
right?
of?
No, the ones before that.
Oh, okay.
It's the CG ones, not the whacked out new designs. And he was in here recording for a project, and he looks over like when we're done, he's like, "Is that Donatello? That's my favorite turtle." I'm like, "Okay," and we just like BS about Ninja Turtles for a few minutes, you know. So but I mean that's I think that's we're all of that age, and I mean, come on, everything was turtles in that era for anybody that grew up in that era, right? I mean, probably more than He-Man and Transformers and Ghostbusters, right? It was turtles, so. But it's all we can all get together and watch Turtles.
Yes.
But yeah. Cool. So not kid friendly, no audio book, but that's okay. I don't think we need a wrestlers reading their own books. I tried the Stone Cold one. Thankfully it was abridged. But no. Yeah, if I got Tony Schiavone to read it to me, I'd buy that. I'll put in some Audible for that.
I'll put some butts in the seats.
Yes, that would. I don't know if I got my copy of that book.
I'll put some buds in the ears.
Yes, yeah, we'll put some buzz in the ears. Absolutely. So, all right, we got that going on. We got Wrestle Kingdom happening in about 2 hours. Larry's coming over, and I don't know if he's bringing ramen again, but yes, yeah, we're having a little bit of again the new in the new meeting / chillax room.
Oh, very good. So the second line for whenever I'm watching live.
Wait, say that again. You broke up.
It sounded like you said
the
text
texting
Danny Limelight.
The texting lines are I will text Limelight if necessary. But if the texting lines are open for me to share my thoughts as I'm watching when we're
absolutely
watching the New Japan Rambo, when we're watching the Rambo together in the middle of the night at 2 a.m.
Absolutely. You think they'll actually have a release date for this game that they announced a year ago?
No, that's not happening. Don't be ridiculous.
No, it's not happening.
Yeah. It's crazy how busy this first week of the year so far, and it's still going to be busy. Like, you know, NXT has a huge show on Tuesday.
I don't know when I'm going to watch it. I really don't.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. We going to get some Riddle versus Walter.
Yeah, Walter. They dragged up Walter for this one. So
that's Walter's first appearance.
Man,
he lost the belt.
Yeah, that 6-man is going to be great. Versus all of Imperium, all that's left of Imperium, and yeah, man, that's going to be amazing. And then you got the first.
I wish they had plugged that on Raw. Actually,
I think they ran some ads, but yeah, nothing more than.
Oh, and by the way, in the New York area, we got a lot of AEW ads during Raw. A lot of them. And even some NEW ads during Raw.
Were they for local shows or for the show itself?
The NEW was for local, but
NEW obviously
AEW is just for TBS.
Yeah, but they can buy time. I think there's like that cable time where anybody can buy it. I mean, the same thing happens. Like, well, it happens here locally. Our Fox affiliate is the same as like it's a Sinclair, and that in the .22 are Sinclair stations. So you get Ring of Honor commercials all through SmackDown. It's,
Oh,
it's
okay.
pretty like they usually see it right before the last thing you see before SmackDown comes on is a Ring of Honor ad. So, but I mean that's the kind of weird thing that happen. Like, and again, that's a market thing probably. I don't watch. If okay, here's. Let me roll back on WWE for a second because I'm sitting there watching that holiday show, and we didn't get the chance to talk about that. But the holiday, well, I think Matt, you didn't end up going to that, did you? No.
Nope.
Okay. So, and by the way, thank you, Mad Mike, for the Christmas gift of the holiday tour tickets.
You're welcome.
2 high points: Finn Balor versus T-Bar, and the world's biggest T-Bar fan sitting right behind me. Oh my God, it's T-Bar! He was screaming at the top of his lungs. It was nuts. But just Finn being up there and watching everybody react to him, doing the thing, the hands up thing. Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. You would have thought it was damn WrestleMania in that building. That's what I love. That's what I love, and that's what I don't get out of Raw and SmackDown. Is that feeling? Right?
That's because you're not there live.
Because you're not there live, but even watching on the show, you don't get it. You don't get the wrestle tingles from seeing it anymore. It's just so flat.
You watch the main event tonight. You'll get the wrestle tingles.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Well, I've actually been so let me roll with that a little bit. So I've been considering a give WWE a shot kind of idea, and maybe it's not all of it. Maybe I'm not going to say with it. Maybe I want to start with the Hulu edition, truncated version of Monday Night Raw. Give it a shot.
Hashtag give WWE a chance.
And it's going to be, and honestly, it's going to be in the background. I'm not going to sit and watch these things. I just can't, because even watching the pay-per-view, there's some things they do in their recaps and stuff. And even having not watched it regularly for like 3 months, like I'm like sitting there like, why are we getting an entire career retrospective of this person right now? And I can't remember who it was on the show.
Well, they.
Oh,
There's logistic reasons behind that. That's because of the ad discrepancies between free cock, paid cock, and WWE Network.
So this is like on the NXT show where I get like multiple promo, like upcoming people promos. Instead, I get
that's something that's sadly unavoidable.
Okay, so okay, so that makes sense. So I had a similar problem. I had a similar problem watching SmackDown a couple of months ago, where it was like SmackDown, and I get it's like, hey, we want the people just tuning in that know who Bianca Belair is. I'm like, okay, and then who Sasha Banks is. I'm like, okay, but it's just like it's stuff I've seen 100. There's no repeats on Raw and SmackDown. But there are repeats on Raw and SmackDown. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. And I get why it is. I understand why it is. But that doesn't mean I have to like it and want to watch it. And that's driving away the longtime hardcore fans. But again, also, man is WWE for the kids.
Yeah.
Like that is
always
going to that holiday show. That is the biggest reminder is it's for the kids, because they're everywhere. They're fucking underfoot. There's so many of them there. And half of them are dressed like, and half of them are dressed like John Cena.
You are really tall. So
but yes, that is true. It is also true. That is also true. There's me, and then there's Dutters, and we're just like, they're everywhere.
The new Twin Towers.
The new Twin Towers. What, me and Dutters?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll workshop that one. But anyways, we'll talk about that.
Yin Towers.
So where were we? What the hell am I talking about? So I'm going to give it a shot. NXT, again, it's another big show with New Year's Evil. I watched like half of last week's. It's not going to be dedicated. If I don't get through it, I don't care. But if it's like, I'll throw it on. But I mean, I don't know. I got this awesome Japanese wrestling I got to watch on this Wrestle Universe site now. So maybe I won't do that. I did, by the way, cancel Ring of Honor since nothing's happening for a few months. So that did happen. So, but I still got Impact Wrestling. The pay-per-views this weekend. Really excited to see that and see Lady Frost on there. And all of that. But that looks like a crazy good show. Looks like
I
a
will
crazy
have to
good
watch
show.
that at some point.
Looks amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of Impact, I should throw this out now.
Okay.
Sorg, do you know when their next pay-per-view is?
This Saturday?
No, the one after that.
Oh, I don't know the one after it.
It's Rebellion.
It's Rebellion.
It's in April,
It's in April
the month of my birth.
of your birth. Is wait,
Sorry,
is the pay-per-view in Poughkeepsie
the pay-per-view
itself? Is it?
is in Poughkeepsie.
Are you telling me that Mad Mike, after all of this time, after all of this being blocked and unblocked, you're telling me you are going to attend an Impact Wrestling show? Now, Mike, before you anything else, answer me this.
Yeah.
Have you ever attended an Impact Wrestling show?
Of course.
You have. I couldn't remember. I honestly couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, many.
Okay.
Yeah. When they used to run Poughkeepsie all the time.
Oh, okay. I've only
all the time.
I've
actually been in the Impact Zone once for a Victory
That's right.
Road.
That's right.
I want to say 2009, 2006.
We didn't get around there. We didn't get a whole lot of Impact in our area. Like we got an episode of Impact at Indiana University, which is like, Matt, what is that, about 2 hours away? Maybe. Riz would know.
Yeah,
he went there.
I think Hogan was there.
Hogan was there. In Aces of Eights, it was that era. And it was 2 episodes of Impact.
I'm trying to look and see which Victory Road I attended.
And other than that, we would have house shows in really bad venues in the area. And usually, like, the local indie promotions usually were running against them, like, up the road, and handily outdid them in attendance.
Okay. So
you wouldn't have known they were here.
I attended Victory Road in 2007.
Okay.
So
it's been a bit.
Where the main event was the world champion Kurt Angle and the X Division champion Samoa Joe against Team 3D, the tag team champions, for all the belts.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
That
was a thing.
Show.
I bet.
Wild show.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited.
And it was also the one where Triple X reunited.
Triple X, jeez.
Nice.
And that's also going to be, I guess, followed by the show tapings.
Let's not go crazy. Let's not go crazy. Let's not go crazy.
Come on.
No, I'm gonna go for the pay-per-view.
Yes,
because you have to remember. I
also have a 4-hour Impact taping so you can trade notes about.
No. You have to remember. I also have to convince the wife to do this. She said she's okay with the pay-per-view because I told her most likely the Iconics are going to be on it.
Okay.
So there we go.
Will this be
I can't guarantee they're going to be wrestling at the tapings.
No.
Can't guarantee that.
Who knows?
Yeah, but
chances are good for a friend of the show, Lady Frost.
That's what I'm hoping.
So
I'm hoping I can finally actually meet Lady Frost in person.
That would be great.
That would be lovely.
That would be lovely. We'll make sure you guys connect while you're up there.
Because I'm gonna try and do the meet and greet too, so I can just meet and greet the Iconics, and then maybe I'll go up to Heath Slater and ask if he's vaccinated. Oh no.
Oh yeah. Mad Mike's been having a Twitter feud with Heath Slater over vaccinations today.
Yeah, I mean
that's how
considering how cordial we were last time we ran into him.
Hashtag New Year same me.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh yeah, actually, was I with you with Heath Slater?
Oh my God! In my head, I've been thinking Brian. Guys, I've been thinking Brian Myers this whole time. Wow,
that's even funnier.
Jeez,
that's so much funnier.
Okay.
Does it make more sense now?
Well, if nothing else, Mike, you when you're having these conversations, also remember wrestlers are not scientists, but you are.
I know.
So So I'm just saying, take it easy on them. And yes, there are people with a larger pulpit than we do, and be kind in educating and not a don't hit them with your science stick too hard. Does that make sense? Just, be a good steward for science. I'm not saying you're being a bad one, but I know you can be a little forward, and I'm just saying,
Sorry, I'm with you all the way. We gotta,
there you go.
Hashtag New Year's
so much. We got stuff to work through. That the way we're gonna be able to kind of mend these fences is if we all kind of just, for patient with one another,
for the vaccinated,
that our brains work.
For the masked and maskless.
I dropped some little truth nuggets on my relatives during the holidays. I didn't hit them over the head with it. Like, you're probably wrong about that, Dad. And they
exactly.
Away. Just let that percolate. Come around.
For the vaxxed and unvaxxed, for the masked and unmasked, for the AEW versus the WWE, whatever the case may be. So there's that. So,
by the way, the deal with my dad had nothing to do with the vaccine. He's good to go. Just wanted to make sure.
Oh, okay. And we will also point out you're not a scientist in wrestling unless you're Xavier Woods or Britt Baker. No, I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking about you. No. I'm not. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the wrestlers. The wrestlers are not scientists in wrestling unless they're Britt Baker or Xavier Woods, in some fashion. So
that's fair. Yeah,
we are both doctors.
I don't know if Woods finished.
I don't think he finished his doctorate, but what? So, anyways,
I don't think Woods finished.
On that note, guys, again, tomorrow night we got Justin Idol will be on the line with us, hanging out with us for the show. We're going to be catching up with one cool cat, maybe talking about Dungeons and Dragons and what's going on with the Renegade Wrestling Alliance.
Sorg, do you know what we're going to be talking about? Because we haven't talked about it yet.
What?
Fucking Spider-Man.
We won't talk about that tomorrow. That's for this show, actually.
We might talk about it tomorrow.
Well, Mike, we got to get Ronnie on to talk about Spider. You know what, Mike? We'll do a Spider-Man.
He should be on tomorrow.
He's going to be on tomorrow. Tell you what, before probably after the show, if he can stay on, if he can stay up, he's got his new headset, so we better be damn on here. I keep pointing at that camera, but this is the one that's working right now. Okay. Yeah. But anyways, we'll do a Patreon because Ronnie needs to be involved. Okay. And we'll talk about how you guys are excited and how I'm mediocre on Spider-Man. But anyways,
we'll explain why you're wrong.
Hashtag Matrix was better. Anyways,
wow, bold and incorrect statement. Bold and incorrect statement.
Simulate. Anyways, Mad Mike 4883 on the tweets.
That is right. I talk about things and stuff, and Spider-Man destroyed Matrix in quality. Destroyed it. Absolutely, utterly destroyed it.
And quantity, because they had so many Spider-Men.
Yeah, and ironically, not enough Matrix.
Interesting. I actually am really interested in that take on that. And then mainstream Matt, of course, of Just Pro Wrestling News and some other wrestling website.
Even Tina says you're choosing violence.
We by the way, I also at this point, I think I can handily say I think I can handily say this. All three of us, maybe not all of us are primary, but all three of us work in wrestling now, officially.
Mm-hmm.
Could that be said, Matt? Did we lose him?
Matt, this is when you talk.
He sums up. So I just thought
new world.
Talking.
I just thought
because you can't hear me talking. That's what's happening right now. My internet connection's down here. Nothing's happening. I'm too sad right now.
I'm gonna buy him a 50-foot.
We can hear you. You just sound You just sound like a glitch in the Matrix. That's all.
I want to buy him a 50-foot Ethernet cord to run down to that basement. That's what's going to happen. So, anyways, you're going to get a package in the mail.
My fucking wall is what I need. Goodbye.
We'll talk about your internet sometime off air. Guys, thank you so much. This has been the show at Sorgatron on the tweets. We'll see you next time. Mayhem out. Stay tuned for Silk Stockings. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.